Hello, here we are, walking the dog, walk the dog cinema. Today's episode, a little bit of a special one in the sense that it's not really just about a specific movie. We're doing top 10 romance movies, and I'm gonna give you my top 10, and I hope in the comments you guys start putting in your top 10. I'm curious to see what people's lists are. Maybe I can get some movies out of it to watch that I've never seen. But let's get going right away here and do a nice top 10 for you. And like I said, it's kind of within the romance genre. Some of these may not be totally with all that, but you know, they're pretty close. So number 10, I got 16 Candles. Yes, slice of life, John Hughes, Molly Ringwald. 80s, you know, at the heart of this movie, it is a romance movie. You know, Molly Ringwald's character is turning 16, and yes, it goes through her whole life, but the other side of it is that she totally digs Jake Ryan, and she hopes to end up with him, and the movie's all about that pursuit. And in that sense, to me, it's a romance movie. It ends with an ultimate romantic shot and birthday wish for Molly Ringwald that I think encapsulates the whole movie. So 16 Candles is my number 10. Number 9, as we keep going, I got The Princess Bride. Carrie Ellis is Pirate Roberts, and ultimately this movie is all about romance and fairy tales. And yes, it's comedy gold. Rob Reiner directed, and we get you know, just all sorts of stuff. But the heart of the movie is Carrie Ellis's love for his Princess Buttercup and all of that, and ultimately we lead to the fairy tale ending, you know, right as a book. And you know, it's comedy gold. It plays on all the tropes of it. Yes, it's an 80s movie again, but it's genius. It's one of Rob Reiner's best, and it's just, how can you not watch The Princess Bride? So we get to number 8. I have Gene Kelly, Singing in the Rain. Yes, it's a musical, but the whole basis, Singing in the Rain, when he sings it, is he falls in love with Debbie Reynolds' character, right? That's the whole crux of the whole movie. And here comes my grandmother and my uncle driving right past me, and they're gonna roll down the window and talk. Yeah, so I helped watch my 95-year-old grandmother, and she's full of life, but they just drove by, so had to say hi, and they had to say hi to the Roca dog as I'm walking here. So yeah, getting back into it, Singing in the Rain. Yes, it's a it's a look at Hollywood, and it's done amazingly well with all the music and everything else within it. But at the same time, the whole heart of it is a romance movie. Gene Kelly falling in love with Debbie Reynolds, and her song Singing in the Rain is all about that love and his dance of love within that. And it's amazing stuff, you know, and you can't have it not be up there as one of the all-time greats. If you've never seen Singing in the Rain, it's something that you got to watch for sure. Number 7, as we go here, I have It Happened on, looking at my notes just to make sure. It Happened at Fifth Avenue. It's a Christmas movie. It's an interesting one that I absolutely love and adore. It's about this hobo of the time that goes to different places. So during the winter, he goes to New York, and he kind of crashes out at a mansion, and the hilarity ensues that the daughter of the well-to-do tycoon that owns that mansion decides to run away from her boarding school and ends up at the said house, and doesn't kind of give herself away, but kind of captures the bum doing his thing. And you know, it's slapstick, it's screwball comedy, but at the heart of it, it really develops into a personal story. But the flip side is the young lady falls in love with a group of homeless men from World War II, and then their ideals play off of that. And then her parents get involved, who don't have, you know, they conceal their identity, and everyone's in this house with the real people who own it. They just don't realize it, and they're all squatting, and it's funny, but it's an absolutely fantastic movie. If you've never seen, it's great for Christmas time, but you could watch it any other time. It's a fantastic movie, and you should give it a shot. So number 6, I got here, Disney animated film, perfect Valentine's movie, Lady and the Tramp. Can't go wrong with the spaghetti scene, and it's just a joy if you love animals. It's such a movie for dogs, and just an amazing animated achievement, and ultimately Lady's love for Tramp, and how she falls in love, and how Tramp finds his home from all of that. You know, fantastic film in that regard. Number 5, we got Titanic. And what's more to be said about James Cameron's Titanic? It is one of the ultimate romance movies. I remember seeing it in the theater like it was yesterday. It's crazy. It was one of those movies when you watched it, the special effects and just everything about it, but really, you know, it really comes down to Leo and Kate Winslet's chemistry, and just the whole harrowing and build up of their romance. And it was a marvelous masterpiece. I called it as soon as I walked out of the theater, like, oh, this is winning everything at the Academy Awards. It just was seared in my brain, and it's just one of the all-time great films overall. But as a romance movie, it's bar none. And yeah, it ends, with everyone disagreeing with how it ends, but at the same time, like, it's full circle, and it makes sense, and it isn't bittersweet in that regard. It's just a great love story all around. So that brings me to number 4, and I have The Promise. It's a 1970s movie, and basically it's about kind of like The Vow. Couple has an accident, really serious one. No one loses their mind in terms of amnesia, but the woman is in love with the guy who has the accident, and her face gets all messed up, and the mother to help her out pays for her surgery, but has to make a promise to never see her son again. And that's not the promise of the movie. That's just one of many different promises made during the movie. The promise is that the couple will never not love each other, no matter what happens in life. And the movie develops off of that whole thing. And though the movie has a lot of moments, it's just done so well. This is a personal movie for me. This was kind of like something that I watched with my mom way back in the day. It's one of those movies that just kind of seared in my brain. And yes, it's full of cliches, and it's just done on a level that's really well done for me, and it always brings a tear to my eye. You really feel what the guy's going through when he discovers, and you feel the lady's part in terms of her hiding the fact in who she is, because her face has been reconstructed and he doesn't recognize it's her. And so there's all this going on, and yeah, it's a little over the top on a certain level, but from a romance standpoint, it's it's well done, and it's a tearjerker, and it has a great happy ending. Number 3, as we get here, I got 1946's Beauty and the Beast. If you've never seen this French film, it's one I do want to review, but it's amazing. For 1946, it's got all the romanticism, the gothicness, and everything else with it, and just beautifully shot, just moment after moment, just great visual artistry on display here, very expressionistic, but at the same time the story's wonderful, the beast looks great, Belle is, it's just a fantastic movie, gothic romance, just done to the hilt. Fantastic. It's just if you've never seen the 1946 version, Beauty and the Beast, yeah, you have to check it out. It's amazing. Number 2, get to Humphrey Bogart, Ingrid Bergman, Casablanca. Just one of those movies that script-wise is amazing. Made Humphrey Bogart, he was kind of a star, but it really made him a star. And Ingrid Bergman is perfect. The Lofts-Lorne lovers, set on the backdrop of World War II and Nazism, and the political intrigue in the movie. The heart of it, though, is Humphrey Bogart's love for Ingrid Bergman. We get the ending, and just everything about that movie is just oozing with this lost love, and how Humphrey just would love to have Ingrid back, but at the same time he's going to do what's right at the end of the day, even though he may be not the most righteous person. And we get all that intrigue, and it's a classic, bar none. And again, never seen Casablanca, gotta watch it, and it's great. And that brings me to my number 1 romance movie within the genre of romance of all time. No, it's not The Terminator. That's love story just from an action film. But from a true romance, I go with George Clooney and Jennifer Lopez in Out of Sight. There has never been a movie to me with the kind of charisma and heat and chemistry that 2 leads have ever had. And Steven Soderbergh directed the movie amazingly. It's erotic without nudity. It's sexy. It's cool, hip. It's got a great script. How everyone talks is just it's riveting, and the camera just loves both its leads, and just every bit of it is just soaked up. And to me, it really just hums along. And at the heart of it, like I said, the chemistry between the 2 leads is palatable, and their romance is just it's intense, and just sets the whole movie up, and it's just fascinating to watch. And to me, it's one of the greatest romance movies of all time. So if you've never seen Out of Sight, check it out. It's George Clooney's best performance, by far Jennifer Lopez's best performance. It'll blow your mind. So that's my top 10. Love to hear your top 10 or your comments about my top 10, and tell me if I'm crazy or not. And I'd love to hear what you have to say. Again, subscribe, and I hope you enjoyed this. Have a good one, everyone.